Yo, what is going on, YouTube? Today was an L day for my motherfucking haters that have been waiting for an L day. I know it looks like I just been posting wins, but I promise I haven't had a losing day in a little while. But today was a losing day. So I lost a little over 3,200 across all accounts. Not that big of a deal. We had a very big day yesterday, so absolutely crazy day yesterday, and that made up for like literally the whole week. So all good on the trade today. Wasn't that big of a loss, but let's go over the pretty much the trade idea, why I ended up taking the trade that I took, and everything in between. So let's get to it. All right, so first coming into the day, obviously today we had NFP, and here at the lows, we actually had a bullish SMT right here at this low. So if I hover over this low and on ES over here, you'll see that low is this low over here on NQ. So we already had a bearish SMT or a bullish SMT, excuse me, at this low at the new daily opening. And then we got another bullish SMT right here at the NFP release. So you could see ES sweep out the daily low right there, the 1800 low, the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time low. Ended up sweeping that out, and then we ended up getting another bullish SMT there right after the news release for NFP. And then here at 9 o'clock, we ended up using the 15-minute and 5-minute fair value gap that was formed here at 8:30 to continue higher. Now today we did have news that was at 10 a.m. It used to be a red folder, but now it's an orange folder. And usually that consumer sentiment, high impact news kind of moves the markets, or it has been for the past couple months. But today it really didn't do much. So I was anticipating some sort of like bearish SMT at the previous day high with ES, because over here, if we look at ES, it was a lot stronger during the like the 925. Like it was a lot higher, right, in relative to the previous day highs. So I thought ES was going to use the 15-minute, 5-minute fair value gap to deliver up to previous day high, and NQ was going to leave it intact. So I thought we were going to come up, take out the previous day high on ES, SMT with NQ, and then go lower for the data low. I was pretty stubborn on the data low today. So we didn't really do much until we came over here to the 11 o'clock hour, because 10 a.m. was just consolidating all throughout that whole hour. So I was waiting for 11 a.m. to open, and you can see here right when the 11 o'clock opened here, and then 11:05, it started delivering to the downside. And this is actually the trade we ended up taking right here. So if I go to the 1-minute chart, you'll see where we actually entered here. I know some of you guys were requesting to see the execution arrow, so here you go. The same exact trade that I took on the Top Step X accounts. And you can see we were just consolidating all throughout the 10 a.m. hour, and then the 10:50 macro started right here. We started getting some volatility here coming into the 11 o'clock hour. We pushed up, and we got another bearish SMT right around here, and then we started getting a nice displacement. So then we formed a 1-minute unicorn here. We got a tap into the 1-minute fair value gap and the breaker and the CISD right there. So then I ended up market entering right here on this candle, and it went lower. It went initially all the way down into that 5-minute fair value gap, and that was the draw. However, the only reason why I didn't get out of this trade here in the 5-minute fair value gap and the 1-hour fair value gap, and I think it was a 15-minute. So a bunch of overlapped bullish fair value gaps. The reason why I didn't get out here was because of the equal lows that ES had, and I was using ES as my bias. So right here, when price delivered into that 5-minute fair value gap that I was looking at, so I was using ES as a bias when this was happening, and I was expecting ES to deliver just straight into these equal lows. So I should have at least trimmed, but honestly I couldn't, because I was only in with one contract. So it was pretty tough to just get out there, because my whole idea was, okay, ES is going to draw down into these equal lows, and it's going to drag NQ a little bit more with it. So I guess it was greed on my part, and I did end up holding this. And we ended up getting a change in delivery out of that 15-minute fair value gap. So that was a telltale sign to get out, and we were respecting this 1-minute bullish fair value gap here. And we ended up pushing higher. My stop loss was right here. Ended up getting tagged out. And then you can see, I mean, the rest of the day was just very sideways, and I ended up calling it there. There wasn't really much to do right around here. And again, as NQ was going up, ES was going lower. So very high resistance, low probability conditions, very uncorrelated between these two correlated assets. They're supposed to be correlated, but they weren't this morning. And you can see, I mean, we had a 3 drive lower into those equal lows and into those fair value gaps on multiple time frames. And again, at the same time, NQ was making higher lows here. So very, very uncorrelated. And then YM ended up dying off. So what YM did today was what I was expecting on NQ and ES. So we didn't reach the data low today, unfortunately. I still think we get down to that data low maybe sometime next week for CPI or something. But yeah, pretty unfortunate day. I should have just took the gains, or I shouldn't have not traded today. The good thing and what I'm most proud of today is not forcing any shorts right around here, even though my bias was short. And the whole reason why I didn't want to go long right around here is because, again, we're just at all-time highs. There's just nothing to target. And if I were to go long right here, my TP would have been right here. I wouldn't have held all the way up to here all day, right? It's just way too much mental capital to hold through all this chop of like 4 hours of chop. It's just unrealistic. I'm not doing that. I don't know if you guys would do that, but I, for one, I'm not doing that. So if I would have got in long here, my loss would have been like at the data low. So like the RR wasn't really worth it for me, in my opinion. Like it would have looked like a 1-to-1. But nonetheless, if you guys ended up catching some longs here at around or in pre-market or around market open, if you guys ended up catching longs there, I know there was a 15-minute fair value gap tap and a 1-minute CISD out of that 15-minute fair value gap. But again, my bias was short. I wanted those data lows. We ended up just getting clapped here on a very small short right there, which wasn't anything major. And again, price action didn't really do anything for the rest of the day. But yeah, that's going to be the recap for the day. Was a losing day, but overall, still up on the week. So yeah, I'll catch everybody next week. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.